big thank you to the city of Montreal and the basketball community here. Historic venue that we're humbled to be playing in, and then the game environment tonight, the crowd tonight was awesome. They just wrapped their arms around both teams. What a pleasure to play in this environment. I just want to make sure I acknowledge that off the top.
Just wanted to ask you about your team's energy, particularly to start this game, and what really popped to you in the opening minutes with your group.
I thought the carryover from the San Antonio game and our practice in between was really, really strong. I thought the group responded really well from a competitive standpoint. The execution was very good on both ends of the floor. And then I also thought we understood what the game required. We knew Detroit was a physical team. And I thought we hit first on a lot of plays and gave ourselves a nice cushion into halftime and coming out of the first stretch of the third quarter. I thought that was a great stretch of the game for us.
You all have unreal continuity and that the guys really know how to play inside your system, specifically with all the cutting. How much have you seen that grow over the last 2 years and kind of the way that you're able to hit the ground running with that this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it comes down to we've got young players, but they grow from experiences. We don't leave a lesson on the table when it comes to things we can learn from wins, losses, ups, downs. And that accelerates your growth curve. And I give the players a lot of credit because they've been able to sift through the emotion of the games and of a season, figure out ways to improve, and as a result, we've improved quickly. And I think that's what he's referring to.
Second game where the last minute is just down to the wire, the situation you can't simulate in practice. Just how valuable are those sort of moments in these preseason games for you guys?
Yeah, great game pressure. I thought our execution in the last minute down the stretch with the trapping and just understanding time and score. I thought the group that was out there did a really good job of executing what we were trying to do. Going back to the crowd, that made it a really relevant environment. So good experience for our team to be in that type of situation. The guys that were out there.
For the second half overall, just what are some of the biggest takeaways for this group going into the next time?
I thought we competed pretty good. I thought the competitive level, we played pretty hard. Some of it was execution. Some of it was they made some timely plays and timely shots. I thought, credit Detroit. The group that was out there went and got that game and deserved it. But I thought it was a step forward for our team tonight. All the guys that played, it wasn't just the first group there.
Coach, at the beginning of the game, we saw Shai really search for Lugens to give him opportunities to shoot. Was it something that you talked with them before, or it's something that was spontaneous with Shai to serve Lugens in his zone?
Yeah, it wasn't just Shai. It was all four of those guys were taking care of their boy. That wasn't my direction, but I do. It was pretty cool to see. It was. It just speaks to that certainly wasn't like the game plan. Like, hey, let's just ignite Lou here in Montreal. But I do think it speaks to the team orientation of this particular group, and we've got a lot of examples of that. Where it's a group that feeds off the energy of the team, and that's what you want. There's a lot of ups and downs in an NBA season. It's not easy. There's a lot of challenges, and you want to go through those experiences with people that bring energy to you. And we have that with this team, and it's a credit to our players.
Would you like to see Montreal with an NBA team one day?
We loved it up here, although we like when they root for us. So I don't know. I don't know if we want to play a road game here. This will be our secondary deal.
When the season ends, do you leave your players with homework to do on the summer? And if so, what did you leave as a homework, as a thing to improve for Lou Dort?
Yeah, some version of homework. It's more collaborative than that. Homework insinuates that it's the teacher assigning something, and we work with our players, especially the guys like Lou and Shai that are older players in our program, have been through our program for a few years. We talk to them about what they want to improve on. We offer guidance on what we think they need to do. One of the big things for him this summer was it wasn't really stuff he could do in the gym, but developing a style of play that is more efficient on the offensive end of the floor with his decision making, and I give him a ton of credit. Looking at how he played in FIBA to start, I thought he played very well in a fitting role for him on that team, and then the way that he's approached camp, he's got a mentality right now where he wants to do whatever it takes to win. He's always had that competitively, but I think he's matching that right now with the style that he's playing, and if he can continue that through the season, it's going to make our team better.
What did you think of the way Vasa played tonight and sort of the playmaking punch he brought?
Well, he hasn't played in a minute, so this was his first game in a long time. He's also coming off the injury, so he missed a little bit of practice time. So he's just getting started. I don't think we always talk about return to play, return to performance. He's not back to return to performance yet, so he's getting his feet underneath him. He's getting used to the style of the NBA game, which is significantly different from what he's used to for years. So, it was good to see him out there tonight. He obviously has a great capacity and really good understanding of what's going on, and he's only going to get better as he calibrates, the pictures in the NBA game.
You've seen Shai and Chet obviously play together quite a bit in practice. This was our first look at it in a game setting. As you're sort of watching that partnership specifically, what are some of the ways you're looking for them to kind of grow as they play off each other?
It's really hard to isolate it to like a two-man game. I think there was a lot to make about Shai and Josh, a year ago. And you really can't isolate it to two guys. It's a five-man game, and it's a five-man offense, the way that we try to operate. It's really the parts all have to work together. I thought that group collectively did a really good job tonight of generating space, ball movement. They understand each other's strengths. They work together in the actions to gain advantages, and then they move it out of those things. And I thought that was on display tonight. I thought, we were really on the gas in the first half offensively again, and that group, started us off really well.
Coach, just building on that with that group, obviously the first time we've seen all five of them together. When it comes to buying in, you mentioned the defensive side of the ball before the game. How do you kind of get that chemistry going, that cohesion going? Is it just through the games, or is it kind of working through it in practice?
I think chemistry starts with their intentions, and we're fortunate that the people that we bring in the door, it's credit to Sam, it's credit to the organization, the people that we bring in the door have team orientation. They want to be a part of something. They want to belong to a group. They don't want to drift from the group. They don't want to be separate from the group. And that spirit starts it, and then obviously we need to do a great job as an environment of fostering that and building momentum with that, and then on the court we have to do a good job of putting them in positions where that can come to life, and that's our goal. But it starts with the types of people we have, and we have the right kind of people. They have great stock.
Coach, you mentioned before that Dort you wanted him to work on his efficiency offensively. Was there anything that you wanted Shai to work on, especially coming off of the great season that he had, to improve this summer?
Yeah, Shai's is more nuanced. He made a big jump last year defensively, which I think he's shown. That was on display again tonight. I thought he was outstanding on the defensive end, and a lot of it offensively for him is just it's self-driven. First of all, he assigns his own homework, and has had success with that. So we don't overmanage him on that. But earlier plays with the ball, I thought that was on display in FIBA. He got double teamed a ton, and he was just off that thing, and he created a ton of advantages for his teammates. Playing on the catch more and more. I think the faster he plays inside the action, the harder he is to load on or double team and things like that. So those are things that we've been on, and then he's continued to improve, but he's done a great job.
Lewis, is everything you thought it would be?
I didn't think of any of that, honestly. But it was great. I know it was gonna come out here and then trying to put a little show and hopefully play good in front of my people. And I feel like I did. So I was really happy for the Thunder and the NBA to make that possible for us to come out here. And it just shows a lot about how basketball is big in Montreal, and it's gonna keep getting bigger. So I'm honored to play that game tonight.
C'était quoi le feeling d'entendre la foule avant le match quand tu étais allé au fond du terrain, puis aussi dans tes premiers points?
Ouais, c'était vraiment nice. Ça m'a touché un petit peu. J'ai failli verser une larme. J'ai dû me prendre en main pour quelques secondes, mais non, ça m'a ému quand même. Ça a fait du bien. Juste tout le travail que j'ai fait dans ma vie pour être capable de représenter ma ville. Puis le fait que j'ai été capable de jouer aujourd'hui ici à Montréal, c'était vraiment nice.
En plus, ça tombe que tu as disputé un excellent match, 24 points en 24 minutes, tu as donné toutes les raisons de célébrer à la foule. Qu'est-ce qui a fait que tu as été en mesure de donner cette performance-là?
Juste le fait que j'avais beaucoup d'amis, famille ici. Il y a tellement de monde qui sont venus non seulement me supporter, mais supporter notre équipe au complet. Mes coéquipiers, depuis le début, ils me disaient toujours on va te donner le ballon, on va te donner le ballon. Puis je pense que j'ai pris les 5 premières shots de la game. Mais non, ça fait du bien.
Coach said that it looked like your teammates had your back in that first quarter, really looking for you to find your shots.
Yeah.
Did you feel that?
I did. I told him at the beginning too, like, yo, I just want the first shot. After that, it's cool, you know what I mean? But they kept fighting me, so it was great. You know, that just showed the chemistry that we have and that we building out here, and then you know, the fact that I was in my hometown, they was giving me the ball.
Can you tell us about the jerseys again?
Yeah, so I got my Montreal. I'm gonna show y'all too. Montreal Canadiens jersey. My name in the back, and I got my Montreal West jersey too. My name in the back, and it's just a team showing love. I mean, I was a fan growing up. I still never been to any other game, but I was still watching on TV. But hopefully, if I get time, I'll go. But I appreciate them for the jersey.
As-tu l'impression de pouvoir faire un genre de check dans ta carrière, de faire comme... T'avais-tu rêvé à un certain moment ça, ce qui est arrivé ce soir?
Bon, rêver, pas vraiment, non, mais quand j'étais jeune, j'étais venu à quelques games ici. Il y a les games ici chaque année. Puis, du côté tchèque, je pense que oui. Juste ça c'est quelque chose de gros pour moi. Juste une... It's good. But no, yeah, good one. I got one too. You got the two in the back? Go ahead, show the back. Hell yeah. Bon, non, côté tchèque, c'était vraiment gros, juste d'être capable de venir ici puis jouer devant la famille. Puis juste, c'est tellement. Je suis pas habitué, genre, le fait que j'entends des personnes parler français dans le crowd puis tout ça. Puis ça, c'était vraiment nice.
Est-ce que le résultat diminue la soirée pour toi ou ça n'affecte pas les émotions que tu as vécues?
Non, I mean, c'est sûr qu'on voulait gagner, mais c'est encore la pré-saison, on se prépare pour la saison, c'est sûr que c'est des matchs qui comptent pas. So, j'aurais aimé qu'on gagne pour la foule, ça aurait été vraiment nice pour les partisans, mais à la fin de la journée, il faut juste retourner, regarder le film puis s'améliorer.
Je sais que c'était pas le plan. Évidemment, le plan, c'était de quitter à peu près au milieu du troisième quart. Justement, quand les Pistons ont commencé à remonter, est-ce que tu avais naturellement le désir de retourner sur le terrain?
Moi, j'étais prêt. Je regardais le coach tout le long. J'étais comme, coach, si t'as besoin de moi, je suis là. Hein. mais non, le coach Mark nous avait dit depuis le début qu'on allait arrêter vers le troisième quart.
J'ai parlé à ton coach, puis j'ai demandé est-ce que tu aimerais ça que Montréal ait une équipe de la NBA? Puis il m'a répondu oui, mais en même temps, non, parce que j'aimerais pas ça devoir jouer comme équipe visiteuse devant cette foule-là. Est-ce que tu partages son avis?
Non, je suis vraiment d'accord avec lui. C'est sûr que le basketball grandit tellement ici. Puis le fait qu'il y a beaucoup de fans qui sont là et qui viennent supporter. So, j'espère qu'un jour ça arrive. C'est sûr que ça va être dur de venir jouer ici à cause qu'on a des bons partisans ici. So, mais j'espère qu'un jour ça arrive.
What was it like addressing the crowd before the game, and can you give me a kind of a rough translation of the message you shared?
I mean, it wasn't easy. I was like repeating the stuff in my head. I was practicing last night, and when I was about to talk, the crowd kept like yelling. So I almost shed a tear. If I'm being honest, yeah, I had to hold myself together. But nah, it was good. I just told him that, you know, we was honored to be here, and as a Montreal guy, it was an honor for me to be able to bring my team here and play in front of them.
Ce matin, tu disais que tu ne savais pas à quoi t'attendre. Est-ce que là, c'est au-delà de tes attentes? Est-ce que ça répond à ce que tu t'imaginais quand même un peu?
Bon, j'arrivais pas à mettre l'image dans ma tête quand tu dis imagination, mais ça s'est juste bien passé. Je savais que j'allais avoir ma famille, des amis ici, mais juste le fait qu'il y avait beaucoup de fans que je connais même pas, puis qu'ils étaient là juste pour me supporter à cause que je suis un Québécois, pas Montréalais. C'était vraiment nice. Puis c'est une soirée qui va rester dans ma tête pour longtemps.
Vous avez beaucoup d'options en attaque, vous deux évidemment, mais beaucoup de gars qui peuvent scorer. Est-ce que dans ton cas, tu sens que ton rôle peut être appelé à changer l'équilibre attaque-défense?
Ouais, ben c'est sûr qu'on a des gars qui peuvent faire des bons jeux avec la balle. Je suis un des meilleurs défenseurs dans l'équipe et dans la NBA, so je dois rester dans mon rôle. Puis à la fin, c'est juste, je dois trust mes coéquipiers. C'est des gars qui peuvent faire beaucoup de trucs avec le ballon dans leurs mains. So, là, le seul truc que j'ai à faire, c'est de jouer mon rôle puis être le meilleur défenseur.
De ramener une médaille de bronze du championnat du monde. Vos coéquipiers sont la plupart américains. Ça a été quoi leur réaction?
C'est sûr que on en a parlé dans les pratiques. Il y a un des coachs qui était avec nous, Chip. Il coachait aussi avec Team USA. On l'a blagué, on l'a donné des jokes un petit peu. Mais non, ça fait du bien. C'est sûr que Team USA, c'est une grosse équipe. À chaque fois que tu entends ça dans la Coupe du Monde ou dans les Jeux Olympiques, ça fait du bien de les battre et de ramener la médaille bronze au Canada.
Il y a d'autres Montréalais dans la NBA qui n'ont pas eu encore cette chance-là que tu as eue ce soir. Je pense à Guy-Maxence, je pense à Bénédicte Mathurin. Est-ce que tu leur souhaites d'avoir une soirée comme tu as vécu aujourd'hui?
C'est sûr. Juste, ouais, c'est quelque chose c'est quelque chose d'inoubliable. Honnêtement, je m'attendais pas à ça. C'est sûr qu'il n'y a pas autant de joueurs de la NBA qui viennent de Montréal. Puis on sent l'amour. Ben, je sens l'amour. Juste revenir ici puis jouer devant eux, je le souhaite que ça arrive. J'aurais aimé qu'on joue contre Indiana, moi, honnêtement, mais si un jour ça arrive, je vais être content.
Anybody else for Lou?
One last question here. This is obviously defense was a massive part of last season for you guys. You guys both were a huge part of that. I wanted to ask you, adding Chet to that dynamic this year, what does that do for this team and that starting unit specifically?
It's definitely going to help me, just knowing that I get screened so much, and he's a really good rim protector, and I know he's going to have everybody's back, in that area. So it's good that we have him now to just protect the rim, and also he can really move his feet. So I feel comfortable switching with him too at the same time. So he's going to get better at that too at the same time. But now it's good to have him with us.
Shai, you're now on everybody's list as a top 10 player in the NBA. What's your ceiling? What do you think is your ceiling?
Good question. I don't like to put ceilings like on any player. Like myself, if I'm like watching a player, I think like your ceiling is whatever you make it. So I like to think that I have no ceiling, and I can be as good as I want to be and as good as I work.
Shai, what did you think of just the environment overall here in Montreal?
Yeah, it was good. I haven't been here in so long, so I didn't know what to expect really. But yeah, it was almost like it was a real NBA game. Not almost. It definitely felt like it was a real NBA game. The NBA should put a team here.
And Lou said that he just asked for the first shot in this one, but you guys made kind of a concerted effort to feed him early. He got going, got the crowd crazy. What was that feeling like, just to see him sort of get going?
Yeah, I know how it feels to play at home, and it's a special feeling, almost indescribable. And Lou comes back to Toronto, but it's not where he grew up. And obviously this is a little bit more special for him. But we just want him to take full advantage of the moment, and I think he did so.
Earlier, Monty Williams was just talking about the continuity that you all have, and that guys just know where to be, know how to space off of you and Josh and cut off of you guys. Can you maybe put in context how much that's grown in the way that you can hit the ground running on that front heading into this year?
Yeah, I think this is the first year in a little bit that we've had majority of the group back the next season. So that kind of propels us, like you said, into the next season. And us knowing each other, playing with each other, being around each other, and knowing what we want to accomplish can only help for next season. And it's part of team chemistry, and we're building it. Not where it needs to be to get to our ultimate goal, but we know that, and we try to strive for it every day.
Shai, this is sort of a two-parter, and I apologize in advance for it. You're so good at those poke-outs defensively. Like, you're just so good at getting that. Where did you develop that knack? And just overall, when it comes to playing with Chet, this was your first game kind of playing with him. What's that? Are you allowed to play a little bit more aggressive defensively because of having a rim protector like that behind you?
Yeah, you can get away with it sometimes, but it could also put him in like foul trouble. So you have to like pick and choose when you do it. But yeah, that's one of his skills for sure, and he helps no matter what defense he's in. What was your first part? Oh, the poke behinds. Yeah, honestly, it's just a feel thing. I don't know where I got it from. I think when I was young, it happened to me a couple times, so I tried it, and I just got a feel for it.
Shai, how much did the FIBA World Cup help you prepare for this season, and as well as Lou Dort and other guys?
Yeah, a lot of the game is rhythm and like feel, and like going through a long summer, it's hard to manipulate and like recreate game feel and like live reps without a real game, and I think that's what FIBA provided for me. It was like a way for me to like practice the stuff I work on into the real game, and kind of like a practice before the NBA season starts. Obviously, I took it serious, but that's kind of how I used it.